Three, two, one.
Hello guys, it's Ronald Finn. How are you guys doing? This is hashtag Know Yourself, Know Yourself, a podcast which I created, and here we are, recording it again. So hashtag Know Yourself, Know Yourself is a way for me to get to know myself, and in turn for people to get to know themselves, and it's a massive circle of greatness. And as I said, I'm Ronald Finn, your host. Yay! So this week's sponsor is chocolate milk, because how else are you going to get them bones hard? And you got to do it with a good chocolatey taste in your mouth. Whee! So, if you haven't watched this show before, and when I say watch, I actually mean listen. If you haven't listened to this show before, I have a little counter here, a timer, which I will set off at the beginning of my first segment. And we will go for half an hour, and I will talk to you about bits and bobs. So today's episode, I have split into 3 sections. So first section is about me and my acting life. Second section is News Yourself, where you find out this week's news story. And the third section is Random Shit, where I do some random shit and you guys listen. Okay, so let's get started with the show. Way! And 3, 2, 1 with the beep. So, timer's on, let's get started. So guys, I want to talk to you about my acting life and the weird situations I find myself in, and I found myself in for these last 20 years that I've been doing this madness. So I want to, for those who've listened before, they know that I've taken a break from doing this podcast, and this is my first episode back because I was doing some actor work, and I found myself thinking, what am I doing with my life? Because let me paint a picture for you. So I find myself in the middle of an enchanted forest in the middle of Kent, dressed as a monkey, with a banana skin in one hand and my tail in another, surrounded by, I'd say, about 20 children, open mouth, gasping at me, and wanted to know what I'm going to do next. So I then find myself getting down on one knee with this banana skin and proposing to a woman that I barely know, and using the banana skin as a ring and trying to tie it in a knot. And then when she says yes, the children scream and shout, and I stand up and look around and think, what is my life right now? So I'm going to take you back even further in my life to a younger time, a sweeter time, year 5 for me in primary school, where I played Rama in the Diwali play Rama and Sita. And even from a young age, I kind of thought, is it okay for me to be playing Rama, as it's not my racial stereotype? That's right, in year 5 I had this thought. It's a very weird thought to have in year 5, but anyway, my teachers seemed fine with it, everybody else seemed fine with it, so I went along with it, and I learnt my lines, I did my little dances, I did the play with one of my friends, and I remember getting off stage, and I think that was my first major role in a production. And when I say production, I use it very loosely, as they just kind of told us what to say, and if any of us started crying and tried to walk off stage, they'll push us back on and say, stop crying and just do what you're meant to do. And I think that, again, is my first big production, and I remember coming off stage and my mum being like, Aaron, I'm so proud of you, that was so good, well done. And I was like, my mum's proud of me? This is a first? This is madness, I like this. So I guess I kept on going and kept on doing bits and pieces. I'm going to bring you to the next time in my life where I kind of thought, what am I doing with myself, is when in year 7. So I already had a big passion in my heart for drama, so I signed up for the school play that we were doing that year, and it was like a variety show of different plays and little bits and pieces that we've thrown together. And one of the numbers that we did at the end was the time warp. So at that time I didn't know about Rocky Horror Show, and I didn't know the time warp, but now it's one of my favourite songs that I know off by heart. And I had to play the lead in that. I had to stand centre stage and perform for 3 nights, I think it was, and I didn't have any problem with that. This was a time where I wasn't scared about my singing abilities, scared about my acting abilities. I was just doing something I loved. And I was like, yes, let me get out there. And then my teacher handed me the costume, which was a white shirt, awesome, a top hat, nice, I look cool, a tie, cool, loosely done. I'm so banging cool. Some big old boots, and I was like, yes, I feel like a fucking badass in these boots. And then tights, and not any tights. This was also a time where men's tights weren't really a thing, even though they're not really a thing now. But these were women's tights, and she was like, yeah, just put these on. And I was like, you want me to go on stage in tights in year 7 in front of all my peers, in front of everyone that I have to make a good impression on for the next 5 to 6 years of my life in tights? And she was like, Aaron, you can do this. We put you in the middle for a reason. And I reluctantly put them on, and it was the most freeing feeling in the world. Like, my legs have never felt a breeze so beautiful, and I performed it, and people were really proud of me because, again, I was a year 7 kid willing to get up there in my little tights and my little man bulge and just perform the hell out of it. And I felt pretty good, even though my mum and dad were very confused at why I was wearing tights, and I tried to explain it to them and they didn't understand, and neither did I, but I went with it anyway. Then fast forward to year 9 when I did a piece called The Audience. So we had the everyone in the audience and the actors in the audience in our school hall. We had like loads of cameras facing us, and like people would watch how the story was unfolding on the screen in front of them. And at the very beginning of the show, all the audience, actual audience members are sitting there, and then the actors come in between them and sit down, and I was sat next to my dad, and I had to play a moody teenager. So I was sitting there with my fake parents on one side and my real parents on the other side, and just sitting there with a face on like a slapped ass, as you do as a teenager, because I was playing my role, and most probably I was feeling those emotions too. And I was sitting there all angry, ready for the show to start, and my dad leaned across my mum and was like, Aaron. I went, what do you want, old man? I just want to know if you're okay. Aren't you meant to be on stage or something right now? I was like, don't touch me. I don't know you. And I turned to my fake dad and went, Dad, this weird man is touching me. I don't like it. And he had to reach across me. And so I had my fake dad reaching across my mum and me, and I had both my dads reaching across me and my mum and kind of having a discussion with each other, saying, look, mate, I think you should start touching my child. I just want to know if my child's alright. I just want you to leave my child alone. He doesn't want anything to do with you, you weirdo. Look, I just want to know if my child is alright, okay? That was a very odd moment, and afterwards I said to him, I was playing my role. He was like, oh, that's what you do when you're acting. I was like, well done, Dad, you've been paying attention for a good couple of years now, haven't you? Then I do a massive jump forward to my first role in university. So it was again the same kind of pressures on me in from year 7, brought now to my first year at university, and I was so excited because I was now surrounded by people who all loved acting, and I didn't have any fake people who didn't want to really participate. I was surrounded by people who loved what they were doing, and we were given our first play, and it was a love scene, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is my first ever love scene. I've never done something like this. I've never had to be intimate with anyone else. And the classes, and we had a class of about maybe say 20 people, so we all broken down into groups of 2, and I think one group of 3 possibly, but anyway, and we got the assignment and we kind of did it, and I was with one of my friends, my girlfriends, my female friends, my girl. Why did I just get nervous over that? My girlfriend, my friend who is a girl. We did the scene. We were like, yeah, this is awesome, this is great. And then we switched around, and I was with my friend Ross. And I thought, how are we going to do this? And our teacher had already said that some of the scenes could be mother and son, or father and daughter, or father and son, and stuff like that. And for some reason, automatically, me and Ross jumped straight to the love connection and were cuddled in a ball on the floor. Now, again, I want to elaborate that we had only known each other, I'd say maybe about 5 to 6 days, and we were already cuddled in the corner together, like kind of playing with each other's hair, and me taking off his glasses and putting them on, and kind of playing with his chest hair, and him playing with my chest hair, and then me pushing him away and scratching his face, because that's what the scene intended. And everyone again went crazy over it, because they were like, Aaron, Ross, you realise that there's 2 girls over there, you could have just swapped. And we were like, nah, do you know what? We're good. We got this. We've done our stuff now. We're kind of emotionally connected to each other now, so I guess this is the way it's going to have to be. And again, that was another moment which I was like, what am I doing with myself? Is this really the life I want to go down, doing a theatre arts course and doing these acting things where I have to put myself in these weird positions that I'm not massively comfortable with? But I had a partner who was cool with it, and we were both cool with each other, so we just went on with it. And so I then jumped to finishing uni early last year, and I was in a bit of a funk. I'd got my first full-time job, and I was really excited about it, and living in a house with some of my friends, and I just felt really, I didn't have any time, because this was a full-time job. I was doing 5 days a week, and 2 days that I had off, I wanted to make sure I was still seeing uni people and my friends and my family and stuff like that. And I got really upset because I wasn't doing any acting stuff, and I didn't know where I was going to find this next acting job. And I kind of found myself in a rut where I was like, I'm full of creative ideas, but I don't know how to do it. So I put my foot down. I did some research. I did some research on where I can find acting roles, what I can do, some little parts, some little bits here and there, anything just to get me off my feet and creating again. And I have, and I've now had a year doing madness, and I've just compiled a list of the crazy things I've done this year as a result of finding all these acting jobs. So in January, I ran around a forest on the coldest day of the year dressed as a homeless man, lying on the dirty, muddy ground and acting like a crazy person. I've died as a refugee on a boat and slid off a stage in central London. I've done a normal scene, a student trying to read his books but with his mouth stitched closed. I've planted flowers and dipped my hand in wet paint while reciting words of a politician. I've held my dying father in my hand and sung a song about it because an evil swarm of coconuts, mutant coconuts, may I add, mutant coconuts, have killed him. I've cut a small Asian girl's hair and bullied her to the point of crying until she turned a knife on me and tried to kill me. And I've had multiple arguments with children about whether I'm really a monkey or if I'm just a man dressed as a monkey. And then 5 minutes later, them forgetting that and realizing I'm a real monkey and having them run around helping me find bananas, which links back to my first story. And yes, I proposed to this random woman. I got up and the kids were cheering, and then I ran to the climbing frame. They all chased me, and I stood there for a minute. I went, what the F am I doing? I bloody love this life. It is weird and random, and I have done some really weird, effed up shit this year, and I love every single minute of it. And that's my basic acting life story, and I just want to carry on doing things I'm passionate about and weird stuff. So I have these stories in my mind, and that I have so much experience now because I've put myself out there and I've done some really weird stuff, and I've loved every minute of it, and I've loved every job that I've done, and it's just great. And I thought I'd talk to you guys about it because I want to get people to do their passion. If they feel like they're doing something silly but you're enjoying it, keep going, because you'll find a way of right, and you'll find the audience and the people that will keep supporting you, and that's all you can ask for, people to support you and to be doing what you love. So yeah, that's my acting life story, guys. So we're going to move straight on to the news section of this, the serious section of this podcast. Guys, it's time to news yourself. So, I've got one news story of today, and I think it's a pretty big news story. It is a very important person's birthday today, an iconic man who has changed the life of many, many people. Mr. Super Mario Bro. I was trying to research his last name and I couldn't find it. So I'm going to call him Mr. Super Mario Bro. But Mario, everyone knows his face, his little red plumbers? Yeah, no, that was right. Little red plumber's cap and him running around saying, "Let's go!" And in that Italian accent, which has swooned so many women. So today is his birthday. It is his 30th birthday, and I have done some research on his past and just information about him. So it's my main man's birthday today. Super Mario World, Super Mario All-Stars, Super Mario Kart on my big sister's Nintendo Entertainment System, where I spent my summers crying my eyes out because I couldn't get off of level 59 with the spooky, scary house and the ghosts following me and the creepy ass music. Anyway, I digress. Mario first turned up in a what did he turn up in? He turned up in a Donkey Kong game where he was just known as the Jump Man in 1981, and since then, Mr. Mariotto, which I hope I pronounced correctly, Mr. Mariotto has designed every single game that he's been in and had an involvement in every platform he has come in contact with Mr. Super Mario. So he says the basics of the game haven't really changed in the years. He still jumps and runs, but we've tweaked the controls to whatever situation he finds himself in. Charles Maitner, who has been the voice of Mario since 1995, says if you played the first Mario games and then the recent ones, you'll recognize the same characteristics, the adventure of fun. He goes on to say that he wishes he was a little bit more like Mario himself, because Mario faces every challenge that's laid ahead of him, every adventure, everything that's going on in front of him, and he takes a step back and says, "Let's go!" And he wish everyone has that little part in them that says that, and that's the kind of message they both want to get across for people to have fun in the games and also to keep going. Essentially, because that's what Mario does. He may die, but he keeps going and keeps trying to find that princess who always finds herself in those situations where she gets kidnapped, which I think she could get herself out of, but she's really just kind of waiting for Mario to do it, because I think they like each other just a little bit. But again, I go off topic. Going back to Mr. Mariotto, he was saying that he loves the development of Mario and how he's become such an icon in people's eyes and how he's changed so many people's lives. And Nintendo have got a game coming out soon called Super Mario Maker, where you can design your own platforms and your own spaces for Mario to explore. So you make the scene, and once you finished it, Mario can take a whirl around it, and you can send it to friends and get people to challenge. You can challenge each other to do it. And he said, Mr. Mariotto said that this could be his last game. And I have to say, Mr. Mariotto, with all due respect, with everything in my heart going to you, I just want to say, don't be such a damn fool. Do not leave us in charge of him. We cannot be trusted nowadays. We do not know what we're doing with life. Look, we've just made kale a superfood. We now massage it with oil and put it with beetroots and strawberries. We put kale with strawberries. It used to be a dressing. It used to decorate dishes. We cannot be trusted. Do not leave us with Mario. Please hold on to Mario with everything you've got. But I go off topic. I just wanted to take this chance to say happy birthday, Mario. You may be a fictitious character, but you've changed so many lives. And Mr. Mariotto, for all your work you've put into him and everything that you've done for so many people. So many people who love Nintendo games since they were younger, and I'm one of those people. Me, my family, my mum, my sister, we used to play Nintendo games all the time, and that is my childhood. That's literally how I remember my childhood. So I know that's the same for so many other people out there. So Mr. Mariotto, I want to say thank you and happy birthday, Mr. Mario Bro. May you continue jumping many a days. And guys, that is News Yourself. So guys, we have got to the part of the podcast which I like to call random shit. And I will insert a noise here. That goes along with the word random shit. I don't know why I just said that, because now I'm actually going to have to edit a word. I just like to cause problems for future me. So, I don't know if I've mentioned before, or if you're new to the podcast, you don't know, but I'm very sometimes awkward. I'm getting a lot better. I'm getting a lot more confident in myself, but I'm still horribly awkward at times. And I don't know how to talk to people. Well, I find it easy talking to people, but I find it complicated talking to people in a kind of flirty, sensual way. And that's why I'm going to take this quiz on BuzzFeed called How Bad Are You at Flirting? So let's see how bad I am, even though I know I'm bad. So, first question. How long does it take you to reply to a crush's text? Now, let's get this straight, first of all. I don't really have many crushes who text me, so... But I'll answer the question anyway. Yay! So, I reply instantly. Ooh, it's a little bit desperate. An hour or so. It was a fair amount of time. You could be busy. Make them sweat for a while. I ain't trying to make anyone sweat out here. I'm trying to get myself loved. That's all I want. And lol, didn't even text back. That one's not for me. So the last two are not for me. Reply instantly. It is a little bit desperate, but if I'm not busy and I've got no one else and people are trying to love me through text, I'm all about that. So, or an hour or so. I'm going to say an hour or so, just to give me that little bit of leeway, just in case anyone's listening who loves me. So, next question. Somebody tells you they think you're cute. What do you say? Thanks. I know. Ah, you are too. Lol, why are you lying? Thanks. I feel like that's a little bit too blunt. Like, oh, you just gave me a compliment. Cheers. Later. And then you just walk. I imagine like them saying, you're cute. And you being like, thanks. Turning around, walking away. A little bit harsh. Or being like, I know, I'm not that confident to be like, I know I'm a handsome young man, but I'm not that confident to be like, of course, idiot. Ah, you too. That sounds really fake. I know you can change the context of it. I know you can change your intonations of saying, you too. But I feel like I'd say either very creepily, like, you too, baby. Or I'd be like, you too. Those noises were me smiling and being happy and nervous. Yeah, that's the happy and nervous noise, guys. Get used to it. Or, hello, why are you lying? That is me all over. I'm gonna tick that box. That's me all over. Describe your flirting technique. Okay, here we go. Smooth as fuck. Lol. Being jokingly mean. I can't ever distinguish being mean. Like, I'm either too mean or I'm too polite. Like, I feel like I'd be like joking around with someone and be like, haha, you smell. No, you smell. No, you literally smell. You need to go buy some deodorant now. Go take a bath. Literally, go stop what you're doing now. Put down whatever you're doing. Stop talking to me. No. Drop your phone. Back away. I've just happened to got a hose here. Do you wanna just, I'm just gonna turn this hose on and you stink. You literally stink. People are dying. People are crying. Die. I feel like that's my kind of boundary of joking mean, so I don't think I can pull that one off. Incredibly awkward. Ooh, they are speaking my language here, or non-existent. Oh, they're speaking my other language, because I'm fluent in 2 languages, awkward or nothing. So I'm gonna go with incredibly awkward, because I do talk, but it is broken sentences that do not add up to anything and is very quiet. So people are like, oh, sorry, what did you say? And I'm like, please walk away from me now, I'm scared. So instantly awkward. Got that. Have you ever asked a friend to help you flirt? What's that? Weird? Sorry, I put the wrong intonation in that. What? That's weird. There we go. Like once, all the time. Maybe if I had someone to flirt with. So I'm gonna I think I've got enough time to jump into a little story. So last year I asked my friend Matt, who I live with now, to help me with my flirting techniques and my talking to girls technique. And we went out for a meal, and he gave me the challenge of kind of asking for the waitress's number. I got so nervous that I honestly couldn't breathe. I near enough had a panic attack, and I was like, Matt, we have to go now. I was like, what? I was like, we have to go. I can't actually breathe. And we sat on the tube, we went home, and I was like, I'm sorry, I literally forgot how to speak to English. The English. I forgot how to speak the English. You know, the only language that I know. I forgot how to speak that. I completely forgot. Let's not talk about that. So we don't talk about that ever again. And now I've just told everyone on the internet. That's awesome. So let's get back into this. That's weird. Like once, all the time. So I'm gonna go with all the time because I'm always looking for ways of improving myself. So hence this podcast, eh? Next question. Are you single? Single and ready to mingle? Nah, taken. Flirting with all the babes. Oh, stupid question. Lol, stupid question. Of course. Again with the lols. How many dates have you been on in the last month? Too many to count, to be honest. 1 or 2? I matched someone on Tinder? I matched with someone on Tinder? Lol, what's a date? Like, these lols are literally speaking my life right now. Lol, what's a date? Done. What would be your worst date? Cinema, massage, any food related? Nothing. Somebody just date me. Again, these last ones are always speaking my language. Cinema, I feel like my friends have told me that it's very awkward, given that the fact that you're just sitting there with each other and you're not talking, and you have to wait until the end of the film because you're not talking in the cinema, because that's when people get beat. Massage, I feel like that'd be super awkward for a first date. Right, let's get naked and let people touch us up, and then we'll talk about the experience afterwards. Yeah. Anything food related, I feel like I'd be a pig in that situation, because me and food have a great relationship, and I feel like it would better the relationship I'm trying to have with this person that I'm on a date with. Nothing. Somebody just date me. I think that just sums me up real nicely. Click. Choose your favourite chat line. If I were a cat, I'd spend all 9 lives with you. I'm feeling a little bit off today, but you definitely turn me on. You like sleeping? Me too. We should do it together sometime. Naughty. You know what? Sorry. You know what material this is? Point to yourself. Boyfriend material. I think that would be me. Jump straight. None of this, oh, let's date for a little while and say we're seeing each other. Jump straight to the boyfriend status. Love that. Love that woman. Love them. Just bring them in. Clicked. Done. Which in-betweeners best describes you? So there's a picture of Simon with thumbs up, Will with a constipated face on, Neil in that special suit that with his chest out and the bow tie, and Jay just looking like a hot mess, but like his normal self. I'm gonna straight up go with Will because he looks constipated, and that's my life story. How would you deal with a flirting fail? Laugh it off. Plenty more fish in the sea, buddy. Cry at them because of feelings. Read a self-help book and help you flirt. That's the last question. That's gonna be the last question. So, laughing it off. No, I ain't gonna laugh it off because I'm gonna overthink that bitch like a bitch. Because I like bitch. Plenty more fish on the sea, brother. I think, no. Crying at them because of feelings. Now, I haven't cried in a little while, so I think a mistake like that, I would cry. Or reading a self-help book. That sounds again like me trying to feel like, right, let's kind of figure this out. Let's go. So I'm going to leave it down to fate. I've just got a coin which I just found, and I'm going to leave it to crying at them because feelings and reading a self-help book. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. I'm going to say crying with heads. 3, 2. That sounded weird. 3, 2, 1. Heads it is. Crying at them because of feelings. That's my life story. And the result is you got terminally bad, like seriously awful. Stop. For sake of everyone around you, just stop. Hate to break it to you, but your flirting flops. Life for you is just not like the movies. and a picture of Zoe J. Chanel crying. That sums up my life pretty nicely in a little bow and a hat. Little bow and a hat, guys. And I already knew that about myself, so I'm not surprised at all. So guys, that's it. That's the random shit section done. And that's every piece of shit done. Whoa, that was a bit too much. Everything in this podcast done. So, again, my name has been Ronald Finn, and this has been hashtag knowyourself. Please find me on Twitter at RonnieRonXD. Find me on my Facebook page, which is hashtag knowyourself, where I'll be posting more and more bits and pieces about what I'll be doing. Keep listening to this. Find me on YouTube and find my old stuff on SoundCloud, which I'll hopefully be bringing over. I'll put some links in the bottom, and I'll leave you with a nice message, which I've literally just turned around and thought I'll do now. So I've got a wall full of quotes now, and I'm going to take one off. Let's do this one. So, a day without laughing is a day wasted. Charlie Chaplin. See you later, guys. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.